who do you think would be the best broadcast or streaming partner for the MLB after the ESPN contract ends?
Right now, big tech wins the content battle. I mean, my guess, a good partner for them would be
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Make That Make Sense, the game show that breaks down the weekly stories shaping the business of media. We got another great episode this week with another great guest, so let's introduce him. Today's guest is Jeffrey Gilbert. Jeffrey is currently a media and entertainment consultant, and he posts about his insights on the media industry on LinkedIn, so I would check him out there. He was previously a VP of content delivery at Harmonic. Other previous roles were as a VP of Sales and Business Development at Disney Streaming, and as a client executive of media and entertainment at Verizon Media. All right, let's get Jeffrey on the show. Jeffrey, amazing. Happy to have you on Make That Make Sense.
Great to meet you, sort of face-to-face kind of here, even though we're over some networks. But it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Really excited to get your expertise on the week in media news. Of course, as it always is, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening, so your expertise will be valued. Should we get to the rules really quickly, and then we'll get to the show?
All right, fair enough.
All right, so on Make That Make Sense, we go through one headline, one tweet, and one deal in 15 minutes. Each section, meaning the headline, deal, and tweet, will last 3.5 minutes. You'll then have 1 minute to answer each trivia question, and all topics are from the last couple of days. All right, should we get to our headline?
Yeah, I don't know that I've kept up on the news recently, so who knows? And is there a prize if I get some of these trivia questions right or no?
It's revealed after the show, yes.
All right.
So this was an exclusive that came out from the Wall Street Journal the other day, and anybody in the media business knows bundles are not a new strategy. But when you have a bundle that's stickier than Netflix, it's obviously going to make headlines. One of the biggest problems that streaming services have is retention rate. Obviously, most of the time people will watch one show, and when they're done with that show, they'll cancel the service. Why do you think this bundle has been so successful in having a high retention rate? And what does it say about the effectiveness of bundles altogether in the streaming era?
So a couple of things. First of all, I don't call it a bundle. I think a bundle is when you put disparate services together. So voice, video, and data is a bundle. I call this simply a content package. And if you look, ESPN's a content package, Hulu's a content package, Disney's a content package, Max is a content package. And so this is just sort of a larger package of content. And the reason it's interesting is it saves people money. My perspective, I think churn is a good thing, which is like the fact that anyone in this business would say something like that, I know is outrageous. People running down the aisles, how could you say churn is a big, I look at it and I say, and even I think that Wall Street Journal article mentioned there was sort of casual viewers.
Yes.
And then I think a third of the viewers were sort of permanent viewers. And I think that's really what you want to have. You go and you look, you want to have a mix. If you are not churn, if you don't have a certain amount of churn, that means you're not reaching the casual viewers. There are going to be some people that just want to watch a little bit of content. And if you want to say the only way you can be a subscriber is to be a long-term subscriber, then those people will go somewhere else. If you look at any business, I like to use food analogies, as people know if they know me. I look at the restaurant business. The regulars make up a nice, steady portion of the business, but most of the business that comes in are the casual diners, which will have a meal from time to time, and that's your business. That's what you want. So the core people will keep the lights on, and the rest will be your profit. So I look at it and I say, look, I think it's fine, and if they can do something like that and create a package that gets people in, I think in general it's good. It's creating stickiness, so they have people for a longer period of time, but they're discounting. And so the money that they make off those individuals is sort of less each month. The question always is, what are you cannibalizing? Are you taking the people that would otherwise cancel regularly and keeping them on longer, or are you just effectively discounting to the people that would have been long-term subscribers on their own? So there's always a double-edged sword with stuff like that. But like Sticky's fine, and I think it's good. And if you find ways to package content and get more people to subscribe for longer, I mean, I think that's a good thing. But I don't see really like I don't think it's as big a deal that, oh, it's stickier than Netflix. Like, yeah, Netflix is a value proposition. It's 30 days out, and it's very simple. This is okay. Now I have to decide I want to cut both of my services or three of my services, and people are less likely to do that. So it's nice, but I don't think anything earth-shattering here. How about that?
Well, it's a great response, and as experts often say, don't react too much to the news because they're obviously trying to catch your eye. So some context was good there. All right, should we go into our tweet?
Sure, let's tweet.
So the Disney Fubo merger made huge news and has huge implications for the industry. And now Elizabeth Warren is asking the DOJ, which is obviously, you could say, casually going through some turmoil, to basically investigate this because it's hurting consumers. In what way is this Disney Fubo merger hurting consumers? Is it just higher prices? How do you kind of look at that? How do you look at what she's saying here?
So, Elizabeth Warren's fine, and I understand she's got a very strong perspective that pricing is the thing. I think what happens is people want choices, and there's been people for years that have been calling on. Well, I want to see sports. I'm a sports guy, and I'm willing to pay a certain amount of money, and I want to see those sports, and I don't want to pay for like it usually falls around lines of like sex. So guys want to watch sports and women don't want to watch it as much. Obviously, that's not a universal, but you see those kinds of things, and it's just like the people that watch sports are usually not the people that watch Lifetime,
Yeah.
and
It's a
it's just
niche.
sort of
Yeah,
a
it's a
rule of
niche
thumb, right?
demographic that watches both for sure.
And so you go and you look at it and you say, well, all right, there's a different segment of population. And so here it is. Let's put a segment out there that is really for the sports fanatic. Let's load it up. And are people paying a premium for it? To some extent, they are. They're paying a premium, but what they're not paying for is content that they're not interested in watching. So I don't think that there's anything to investigate here. I think that Fubo's been struggling. Disney's been struggling in some ways. ESPN offers a great sports service, and you could sort of make the same argument about ESPN. Everyone gets ESPN, and once again, it's just a package of content. Yeah, I don't think there's any conspiracy going on behind the scenes. I think it's very simple. Sports are expensive, and people are paying for a lot of rights, and so there are some folks that want to see a package of sports. The whole venue thing as to whether or not that was a problem, and it sort of led to the Fubo. I, I just don't see this as anything other than let's put content together in a way that people want to see it. And I don't see a whole lot of exclusive sports per se that's showing up here. So there are people can watch the same sports in other ways. If you get a cable subscription, you're going to get a lot of sports. The ESPN is going to cover a lot of it. You'll get it across most of the channels. You'll see sports, some of the more esoteric sports you may not see. There's people that want to see, small college swimming meets or those kinds of things, and that's fine. If people have their own interests, sports is a real driver of subscription. So I think this is a positive, and I don't think it's really necessarily inflationary. People may pay a premium, but it's all above board. Like, here's the price. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah.
If you don't, then don't. There's lots of choice in the marketplace, and I just don't see it being an exclusive club that is extracting extortionary fees. I just don't see it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Elizabeth Warren always has her perspectives. I don't think this tweet is really going anywhere, but it's definitely a good topic for conversation. All right, we're going to be dealing with another Disney related company in our deal. Should we get to it?
Sure, let's talk about deals.
Okay, so this came out the other day, and when it was initially reported, it seemed like it was a mutual breakup, and now it seems like it was far less amicable. And ESPN was actually asking the MLB to start producing more content and more coverage at the same price, and MLB said no. So this partnership will be ending. And Rob Manfred, the commissioner of the MLB, in his takeaways was saying that there are now two new broadcast candidates for the ESPN coverage. Give me your bold take. Who do you think would be the best broadcast or streaming partner for the MLB after the ESPN contract ends?
So, full disclosure here, I used to work for MLBAM and Disney. I guess I should have disclosed it on the last question that you had. So MLBAM was the streaming side of Major League Baseball. I was with them for a month or two before Disney purchased MLBAM. And so I was a part of this and served as was a supplier to ESPN for a number of years. So I have a little bit of inside knowledge from that. I would say right now, big tech wins the content battle. Amazon's spending lots of money. Apple is starting to spend some money. NBC is certainly a player in the space. Their Peacock thing, they've done some interesting sports, and then Netflix is getting into sports as well. So we've seen that. I mean, my guess would be a good partner for them would be Prime, Amazon Prime.
Hmm.
This is just sort of off the cuff. I think they're spending tons of money, and that's what MLB's in it for. They're in it for the money. They're not being shy about it. They do have the reach as well, and that I don't know. There's 100 million subscribers in the U.S. at least to Prime, and so I think they're going to get good reach. I don't see Netflix like sort of you could say Netflix from a big tech point of view. They're starting to flex their muscles, spend some money. I don't see that right now as being the best partner. I mean, I just think it's baseball, and everyone who's got an Amazon Prime subscription, it's baseball.
So
It's
I was going to ask to that, and obviously you might have some insight here. One of the struggles that baseball has is it's a long season. It's not like the NFL and Amazon Prime where you can take the Thursday night football.
2 games, baby, plus the long playoffs.
Exactly, where you can take a Thursday night football game and there's 17 Thursday night football games. That's an easy thing to kind of buy.
Right.
How does the MLB unique season, how does that impact the way it can distribute its rights and get people interested in it?
Well, look, they've done a significant effort to break stuff up, right? Thursday night football. I mean, you see Sunday night game of the week. I mean, there's lots of ways to divide it up. They've got the local guys that are trying to get some percentage of the games, et cetera. It's a bit of a mess. You're a sports fan, just trying to look around. Maybe Fubo can capture all of the games from a prior question. So I think it's the right question. And then how do they keep relevant, and how do they keep from causing people to have to look all around?
All right. Should we go to our trivia?
All right, let's try it.
All right. First one, 2 truths and a lie. Tell me which one is a lie. Farhad Masudi is the founder of Tubi. AOL Time Warner is the largest media merger in history. And Joe Rogan launched the Joe Rogan Experience podcast in 2012.
I don't know the answer for sure of any of the. I would say the lie is probably number 2, just because there's lots of media mergers. I don't remember where all the numbers were. I did actually at one point work for AOL after this, so I wasn't a part of that. But that would be my guess. Is there's just probably whenever you say is like the largest, it's probably there's someone else that was larger, and that's the hook. Is my guess.
Okay, well, the lie is actually option 3 here. Joe Rogan's podcast started in 2009, not 2012. All right, second one, true or false? The largest ever TV rights deal is worth approximately $95 billion.
That's false. There's larger than 100 now, I think.
That would be false. Actually, the NFL, I think, just signed a $110 billion deal. So they're obviously doing quite well. All right, Jeffrey, really appreciate you giving some insights on the week in media news and trying out the trivia. I know that's a unique thing, but really appreciate you coming on and look forward to keeping in touch.
What were the rewards for trivia? Because I only got 1 out of 2. I don't get anything. Is that what happened?
You get a
Box.
LinkedIn shout. The 1 out of 2 gets the LinkedIn shout out. The 2 out of 2 obviously can't be revealed in this case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
All right.
thanks, Luke. I enjoyed this. I hope it was fun for you as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeffrey.
All right. Cheers.